generally speaking, it is good practice at a crime scene, if there's an important piece of evidence, that an evidence specialist can come out, photograph it in the trained way that you are before the evidence is moved, correct?
Yes.
You want to document it well where it is, because oftentimes exactly where a piece of evidence found is important, correct?
That is correct.
And so you're trained that as much as possible, evidence specialists come out, try to maybe use your rulers or whatever to help, show where a piece of evidence exactly was, and photograph it, and use your training to document where exactly that important piece of evidence was at the crime scene. That's good practice, yes?
That is good practice.
Okay. And then that way, like a year later, we're not guessing where exactly something was and wasn't, correct?
Correct.
All right, thank you. Now, Ms. Demelo, do you know somebody by the name of, and I'm going to try to pronounce it right, Miss Niu Zhang?
That would be Zinwei.
Completely wrong.
Zhang. Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry. What was? Is that
Zinwei.
Okay. Oh, it's sorry. The last name is
Zhang.
Okay.
Yes.
Last name is
Zhang.
Okay, Zhang.
Yes.
Miss
Zinwei.
Zhang.
Yes, Miss Zhang.
Okay, I'll refer to her as Miss Zhang. Do you know who that is?
Yes.
And she was an evidence specialist at the Honolulu Police Department, correct?
Yes.
And she worked on this case, yes?
Yes, she did.
But then she has since left HPD and I think maybe resides in China or something now.
She is no longer with the department. That is correct.
And were you her supervisor?
I was not her direct supervisor, no.
Okay. I noticed on some of the photographs that Miss Zhang took that it indicates that it was approved by Veronica Demelo. What does that mean to if she took a photograph and then you approved it?
So with our workflow, a supervisor, not necessarily her direct supervisor, a supervisor will review the images that are put into that central report system within HPD to account for the amount of images that were taken.
Okay. So you were a supervisor, just not her direct supervisor?
Correct.
But on this occasion, you did approve the photos she took, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And she likewise was an evidence specialist who received training on how to properly take photos of relevant things, correct?
Take photos, yes.
Yeah. She received training on that, right?
Yes,
okay.
she did.
Your Honor, Exhibit D30 has been admitted into evidence. And can I read the stipulation to the jury?
Yes, okay. But before you do, Mr. Otake, so ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Mr. Otake is going to read what's called a stipulation of facts to you. These facts have been agreed by the parties to be conclusively proved. You will treat these facts as conclusively proved. They're not in dispute. Whenever you're ready, Mr. Otake, you may proceed.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the parties stipulate that Exhibit D30 contains photographs taken by HPD evidence specialist Niu Zhang on March 24th, 2025. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay. All right. May I publish?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Demelo, I'm going to publish this exhibit and ask you a few questions about it, okay? To help the jury understand what certain things on this means, okay? So, first thing I'm going to show you here, if I can get this to work well, is at the bottom of D30, let's let it focus, it indicates here, it has Ms. Zhang's name here, right?
Yes.
And then it says rank POL EVSP3. In your experience, what does that mean?
Police Evidence Specialist 3.
Okay. And so there's different levels?
Yes.
How many levels are there?
4.
Okay. And so she was a 3.
Correct.
Okay. And then it has a date and time, March 24, 2025, 1946, which would be 7:46 p.m., yes?
Yes.
And in your experience, that's typically around the time that the photos are taken and submitted?
No, that is the time that it's entered into the central receiving system.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that's
report system.
That's when it's entered into the system, right?
That is correct.
So that would mean that the photographs being entered were taken before 7:46 p.m. on March 24th, correct?
That would be correct.
At some point.
At
right?
some point.
Okay. Then this is the side I was asking about, approved by Veronica Demelo. That's you, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So now I'm going to zoom out. Is this a? It says at the top here, Honolulu Police Department photographic report. You see that?
Yes.
So part of what evidence specialists do is they photograph things and then they put it into a kind of a report form. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And this looks to be well, you approved this, and this is a photographic report that Miss Zhang created. Correct?
That is correct.
Correct. Okay. And she is now lives in China, to your knowledge.
To my knowledge.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So on this front page here, we have two photographs. We have one on the bottom there is a full-length photograph of Gerhardt Konig. You see that?
It is a left profile.
Left profile.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's what you guys call it, right?
Yes, a
Yeah.
left profile full length, which
Okay.
means full body on the left side.
Got it. And that's normal in as you go about photographing somebody who's been arrested, and if you're asked to do it, you take profiles from the left, the right, and the front. Correct?
Front and back.
And the back.
Yes.
Okay. And then the top one, and that's photograph 8. Top one, photograph 7. That's a I guess closer up of the left profile. Yes.
That is correct, the left profile.
Okay. And then you guys also keep the actual photographs from the camera itself. That's not. You have the photograph that's taken, and you put it in a report. But then you guys also have the actual photograph from the camera too, right?
I'm not. I'm sorry.
I'll show you the next
Okay.
page. Okay. So this was turned over.
Okay.
And it's not in a report form, but it's a photograph that was turned over. So you guys have the photographs, and then it's included in the report after. Yes.
Yeah. So if you're talking about keeping the digital file
Yes.
image, yes.
That's what I mean. Sorry,
Yes.
I don't know the right terms,
Yes.
but yes.
The digital file image is
It's kept.
kept.
Okay. So, and this is again, digital file image of the left profile of Gerhardt's face, yes?
That is correct.
Okay. And sometimes you guys are trained to, well, not sometimes, but are you guys trained to take photos of apparent injuries on a suspect's body?
We are trained to do that, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And in this case, there was a photograph taken of the left side of Dr. Konig's face on March 24th, 2025, correct?
I don't know when she took these images.
But it was before, I'm sorry, it was before 7:46 on March 24th,
Correct.
2025, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And we just read the stipulation where the parties are agreeing that it was taken by her on March 21st, 2025. Right?
Yes.
But you weren't there when it was taken.
Correct.
Okay.
I wasn't there when it was.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's all the questions I have. Thank you, Ms. Demelo.
Thank you.